Okay guys, hello, welcome back to my channel. As you can see from the thumbnail, I am going to talk about one of my side hustles. This was a side hustle I really got into last Christmas, I think. So I've been doing it for over a year now, and it is so much fun, has such a good way of like extra income. You can really make a lot of money from it. Obviously, how much you put in is how much you're going to get out, but I do it on the side, and yeah, it's one of my passions as well as making some money. So I'm gonna get straight into it, and the great part of this is that you don't actually have to invest any money in it. A lot of this started from the stuff that I already owned. So obviously now I've got into it a little bit more and I understand more about it and what people are specifically looking for. I have purchased some items that are specifically for renting out that I necessarily wouldn't wear myself. So now there are two really good platforms for this. I currently use two platforms. One is called Her. You can see that it's focused. So it is, yeah, it's a fashion renting website full of sort of one-off wedding dresses, weekends away, holidays, limited editions, stuff that you necessarily wouldn't want to buy and have in your wardrobe because you might only want it for one occasion. Why would you spend hundreds of pounds on a dress when someone's renting it for like 50? The other app I use is called Buy Rotation. I mean, you can just see here how many people, there are so many users. So I obviously have a profile, and these are some of my dresses. I mainly dresses and handbags, but I will take you through like how I know what's good, and I'll take you through my wardrobe so you can see sort of the key pieces that always get rented out. Actually, whilst we're here, this is my whiteboard. This is where, obviously I've been crossing some off the last couple of days. This is where I write down the upcoming rentals. So I've had quite a few out last week. I tick them off and then I scrub them out when I get it returned back to me. I've got a few more going out in the next week or so. So a lot of people ask me how I'm okay with my dresses being rented out and what if someone damages them. Well, the reason why I obviously go through these apps, I pay a service charge and that covers my insurance. So they are insured. If something happens to my dress, I invoice the client directly because I do speak with the clients. Obviously, when they rent something, I usually get a message straight away saying I want to rent your dress for these dates. I can then accept or deny. If they haven't got good ratings or they've got no ratings at all and it's a really expensive dress or really expensive bag, I might think about it. I do have to have at least 3 ratings if I know I'm going to rent out something that's very expensive because sure, like it's a little bit worrying, don't get me wrong, but it is insured with the app. If something happens to that or that doesn't get back to me, then obviously I'm going to have to raise a case with the app itself and that will get covered. If it's dry cleaning, it's usually about £10. If something's damaged or it needs to be tailored, then obviously that's again, and you need to find the price that it is. You can set the price or you can just make up a number and send it to them. It tells me what my peak months are, and it also tells me how much money I have made from being on this app. This is £3,500 that I wouldn't have had if that's my Her dashboard. I went on this maybe 6 months ago. I think it was the height of summer and it did really well over summer. So yeah, I'm very excited to be on it again this year. As you can see, it's already picked up. There's been loads out in April. When it gets to like the summer season and girls want to go on holiday and they rent dresses for a longer period of time, then obviously you're going to make more money. So let's go upstairs and I will show you my wardrobe and the key pieces that I notice get rented out a lot. These go out all the time, especially around special occasions. Christmas time, New Year's, sequin dresses were something that I invested in this year and they went out like crazy. So these two I had already. These were two that I probably wouldn't wear. Not really a dark colour kind of girl, but I knew they would get rented. One is Rixo and one is Marge. I think that's how you say it. And they do really well. Portrait dresses, these self-portrait dresses do really well. As you can see, this hasn't even been worn. This was something I brought specifically for found this on the web. Oh, thank you. This is something I bought specifically for renting out. This one's gone out quite a lot. This one hasn't gone out yet, I don't think. The Zimmermann wrap dresses. I have it in pink as well because it's so popular. Actually, this one is going out next week. So all I would kind of do when it got to like a week before, I would check over it, make sure it's all clean, ready to go. If it needed to be dry cleaned, it would be dry cleaned. If not, then yeah, it can just go. So everything on here is basically the stuff that goes out the most. It's just there, it's super quick access for me. I've got some wackier styles as well because I thought maybe people would be into that kind of stuff too. Rat & Boa does really well. Rixo, self-portrait, Rotate does good. And yeah, the sequins, you can see these are dresses that have gone out and come back, and I've just had them dry cleaned, so they're ready to go for the next person. Good stuff. So the bags. These are on my rental. However, I'm very picky about who these go out to. So these two have gone out quite a lot. At the moment, it's mainly influencers or people who actually just want to create content with nice bags. They will just hire them, use them for photos, like spread them out over their feed. I've now, like, because I know who they are, I can check their feed and I can see how my bag is being used. Not in a weird way, but obviously I know that's my bag and they're getting some really good pictures with it. So yeah, it's amazing. No one wants to spend, they're ridiculous now. No one wants to spend that much money on a bag. So obviously if you can take a picture with it, and yeah. So these two have gone out quite a lot. This one's been requested. Honestly, I don't really know why I put it on there because there was a very slim chance that was actually ever going to go out. I did turn down the person that asked for it. It was quite late notice, and I just found it was a bit too weird, a bit too seedy. And it's obviously your prerogative. You can say no if you don't want. I'm gonna turn up. She's gone out a lot. A lot of people have taken her on vacation. The only thing I do different with my bags is that I meet you in person. Because I'm quite close to London, I will just go in and hand this bag to them. It's a lot more money to rent a bag, obviously, than it is to rent a dress. So it's worth it for me to go in, meet that person. I've asked to see ID, I've asked to see passports before, and I usually go in and pick it up. I won't have them posted. Dress and stuff I post all the time. I always post it, obviously, tracked and insured, and I use DHL because it's usually safe. You've just got to be careful with it and make sure that you do your due diligence before you send out stuff like that. I really hope that was helpful. If you've got stuff in your wardrobe that are those types of brands, then you should absolutely look at renting them out. They are taken care for, they are insured, they will come back clean. If they don't, you charge and you get it dry cleaned. I do spend my life now at the dry cleaners and at the post office, but I'm making money from it because if not, I don't have the time, nor do I go out that much right now in order to be wearing all those beautiful dresses. So I think, why would someone else not be able to enjoy something that I've enjoyed? And I can make money from it. So yeah, if you've got anything like that in your wardrobe, then you should absolutely have a look at renting it out. I will link those two apps down below in the description as to what they are. If you have any questions about renting, then obviously just leave me a comment.